Mercury Grand Marquis Colony Park wagon. I'm currently in the process of doing a 4.8 liter LS swap on it. It's got a 480E behind it. In the engine, I went ahead and put Gen 4 rods and pistons and an LS6 camshaft. Other than that, it is all stock. Of course, I'm doing a 7875 eBay turbo, and I'm gonna see how much power this thing will make. I might weld a differential, I'm not sure. Of course, it's open diff, but it does have an 8.8 in it, so I might try to weld it or find one that is posi. Other than that, this has just basically been a completely budget build. Everything I've basically used on this engine has been repurposed or extremely cheap. I'm trying to do it for longevity, but I'm trying to just see how cheap I can actually make this swap. So far, I don't believe I have over $3,500 in this swap. Of course, I'm reusing just a truck harness that I'm not even removing wires. I'm just cutting them. I'm just going to put them back in the loom. So we'll see how that works out. Other than that, it has truck accessories. I had to cut the alternator down because it was hitting the hood. And I put this is an alternator off of a, what is it? I think a 92 Camaro. Just had it laying around. Someone painted it green. So I just painted the valve covers the same green just to kind of match. Other than that, it's got a Crown Victoria drive shaft in it. I think it's a police car, Crown Vic police car. I got it off LKQ. Literally just swapped the 480E yoke onto it and it works perfectly. It's the exact right length. If you guys have any questions, just put in the comment section. Hey guys, I wanted to make an update on my station wagon project. She's almost ready to run. I've got all the wiring pretty much done. I've got a few things I'm gonna hook up for the dash, and I just gotta get some relays because I'm missing some of the relays for my fuel injection. I'm going to this thing is not pretty. It never is meant to be pretty. I've got to write it down, see what I have in it, but I don't think it's much at all. I've really done this project budget-minded because I've spent way too much money on my Camaro. And this one, I just wanted to get it running. So, of course, I've got new hoses. I could have saved money there. A lot of things I've reused in a junkyard, but things like the hoses, I'm going to go ahead and put new hoses on, of course. But, no, I'll show you guys my intake air temperature sensor. Hopefully this works. I had to replace the one in my Camaro. It was $20, but I think this was a good one I had. This is not even a screw and fitting. I just drilled a hole in that thing, in that pipe. This is one of those that you just kind of push in. Put a bunch of RTV around it, put a screw in it. Hopefully that'll hold up. We'll see. I did run a new 3/8 fuel line. I'll show you. This is what I used. This fuel line right here is 3/8. It's that it's brake line really, but it's like the stuff that's not going to rust. It's real soft, so it's easy to work with. You can bend this stuff by hand. It's a little expensive, but I used a 3/8 fuel line because this thing has 5/16 fuel line for the feed and 1/4 inch for the return. So I just didn't think that was going to be enough for how much power this thing's going to put out. So I went ahead and used the feed as a return, and I added a 3/8 fuel line to it. And maybe I'll show you guys that later on when I get it up in the air. But it is on my lift right now. I went ahead and made my shift linkage. Made that work using welded washers to it and stuff. I didn't have to spend any money on that. I'm gonna have to bend my throttle. This is like off of a 3800 throttle, and I just made this bracket right here. It's really loose right now. I'm gonna have to bend my cable to take up that slack. And plus it doesn't have enough travel to open up this throttle. So like right now, even if I had it all the way tight, it would probably open up to about right there. But this is just temporary, we'll see. I might have to get something else. I don't know, maybe a low bar, but I'm gonna see if I can make that work. I've got the belt on, it's a 92-inch belt. Other than that, of course, I'm using a truck computer, something I just picked up at LKQ, flashed it, and it's got a 3-bar base map on it right now, so hopefully it should run and idle pretty well, especially with the LS1 cam. Shouldn't have no problem. Let's see, what else? Okay, the thing that's holding me up, keeping me from cranking it up, is my tank. Unfortunately, this thing sat for years before I bought it. And I think they just threw, when I bought it, it was running and driving, but I think they just threw a fuel pump in it. But this thing right here is so rusty. I don't know if you can see that, it's really bad. But basically there's a bunch of just flakes coming off of this thing, plus I've seen these tanks leak. So I had to go ahead and order a new tank. I think it's about 130 bucks. They ordered the wrong one, so I'm waiting on them to send me another one. It's supposed to be here tomorrow. Hopefully that's the right tank and I can get this thing running. That's what's holding me up. I'm gonna put a Camzo fuel pump in. I'll show you guys. This thing is $20 fuel pump, of course, off of eBay. Have you seen this here? Yep, there we go. These are just all my spare parts I got. Just like, of course, eBay. Comes in a white box with no name on it. No, it's not even a Camzo, it's a Most Plus, so even cheaper. I think the Camzo is 30 bucks. But I've used these fuel pumps before, and they're pretty good. Seems like, at least. I'll give you guys an update on it. There's the part number and stuff. It's a 340 liter per hour pump, so hopefully we'll see. If not, I'll put a wall bro and everything goes out.